Hi guys, welcome to my new channel. I'm Alana Florence, and today I want to talk a little bit about my journey and the things that I struggled with and how you guys don't have to make those same mistakes. First, getting started, once again, my name's Alana Florence, and I made this channel so I can inspire other people for guitar, just like guitar inspired me, and it just made my life so much better, and I love playing it, and I really want to inspire others to have that same connection with guitar as I do. Anyways, I wanted to get started to share some, let's just say, difficulties I had as a beginner guitarist and how you guys don't have to make those same mistakes, because those mistakes set you back a lot in guitar, and if you just fix those, then honestly, it'll sound so much better. So number one is finger pain. Make sure that you're doing short daily practicing and splitting up and taking breaks, because if you do one big long practice, your hands are going to feel really fatigued and not great when you get started. Make sure to stretch your fingers and loosen them up. Next is making sure that your strumming is not messy. If you have messy strumming, then make sure that you're relaxing your wrist. You shouldn't have a super rigid wrist. And make sure that your hand is staying close to the guitar. So for example, if my strumming is sounding like this, if you just relax your wrist a little bit and not go so far up, down, then make sure you're staying more closer to the guitar. Another thing is that make sure that you're not strumming with your whole hand, it's just your wrist that's moving. So instead of, make sure it sounds more like, next up, let's say that you're losing your rhythm and you're not just hitting those notes perfectly. You can count in your head and then also tap your foot to the beat. Honestly, it sounds kind of ridiculous, but in my opinion, it really helps me. Next, chord switches. This is one of the things I struggled with most as a beginner guitarist, was switching between those chords. The best thing is to really practice those chords, because honestly, once you get familiar with them, you can switch really well. For example, like this. This is when you get to start playing songs really nicely. And notice how I don't have to look at where my fingers are. I just became super familiar with them, which that is gonna take time. Don't put yourself down if you're not perfect right away. You just need to take time, and I still make mistakes, and I've been playing guitar for quite a while now. So just make sure that to fix that, just practice your transitions slowly. Do not rush them, because when you rush them, you think they sound good and you think that they're good enough, but you just need to take your time and kind of slow down. You can think of also another thing that really helps me is I think about where my hands can go. So like, let's say I'm switching from this G chord and I need to go to E minor. Well, I can think about it like this. Instead of two different chords, I can think about, oh, I have G, so all I have to do is take off my two bottom fingers and then move this finger to the string under this hand. And honestly, once you get that in your head, it makes it super easy to transition. Also, make sure that you're taking it slowly when you're learning a new song, because if you don't, you can accidentally hit those wrong strings, which can mess up the whole song and just sounds really off. Make sure that when your hand starts feeling super tired, then your chords aren't going to sound as great because you're not pressing as hard on the strings. That's another thing you have to be really careful about, is you have to really press hard on those strings, because this is the difference. Hard, soft. And that's going to also take some time to really kind of feel like you're not pressing too hard but not too soft. And as you can see, like, I still get sometimes a little, I don't know if you can see, but I still get sometimes little string things here. But if you just take your time and after a while, you'll get used to that and it'll feel a lot better. Another thing is your guitar being out of tune. You may think, oh, it's just a little out of tune, but I promise you, when your guitar is in tune, it sounds so much better. Now, I recommend getting a tuner that you can just latch onto your guitar, but if you don't have one of those, that's perfectly fine. You can search up a free online guitar tuner on your computer, your phone, whatever you use. And Make sure it's the one with the microphone, because as a beginner, trying to self-tune a guitar is kind of hard. So make sure that you use the microphone one. Also, when you forget chords, forgetting chords is a big thing. When you learn one, you're like, oh, I learned a new chord, but then you don't practice it, and then you just kind of forget about it. You have to relearn it, and that's kind of frustrating and sets you back a bit. So I definitely recommend that once you have that chord, you practice it when you're practicing like your songs and stuff. Even if it's not in your song, just having chords that you don't use often in the back of your mind can unlock a whole new world of songs for you. Another one is messy ringing. Sometimes in songs, when you're playing, it can ring wrong or just not sound quite right. So make sure that you lift your fingers cleanly when you're transitioning. Don't slide your hand, because the difference between. So make sure you're lifting them straight up and not sliding them as much. And make sure that when you're learning, once again, just really take your time, because I promise you in the long run, it may take a little longer, but I promise you it's going to sound a lot better. And then lastly, make sure that you're not going too fast. If you need to, just start looking at your hands, and then after a while, you will not have to look at them for chords that you know. So just go slow, make sure you really take your time and you learn those chords. And I promise you, guitar will feel so much easier after you hit that. Anyways, that's all for this video. I really hope that this helped you, and subscribe if you like the content. Bye!